Hi, I'm Sean,
I'm Rhonda.
and we're excited to be with you today. We can talk about some things that we've been seeing in the Word as it relates to marriage. So, first one we want to look at is in Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 24. He says, "Pleasant words are as a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and health to the bones."
So, what about our words? When we were reading this, I was thinking, I looked up the word pleasant. It means agreeableness, delight, grace, beauty.
Mm.
The way we talk to each other in our marriage matters.
Yeah. Are my words coming across sweet to my spouse?
Yeah.
Are they enjoying what I'm saying and how I'm interacting with them?
Is it agreeable? Is there grace and beauty in it? Or is it harsh, bitter, ugly, mean, rude, insensitive? The thing is, we have to be careful. I may intend that this is a wonderful message I'm sharing,
Yeah.
but intentions don't get us there. It's more the impact. How does this feel to my spouse? How am I coming across? We have to be able to hear that. Guess what? If we look and our spouse is coming back with a negative response,
Right.
we probably didn't share our beautiful intended words
Yeah.
well.
And many times that's the thing where couples get hung up is where their heart intention is, I'm intending this to be a honeycomb,
Yeah,
right? I'm
yeah,
intending this maybe to come across well and you receive it and we're going to go on. But
right,
then when they say, wait just a minute, this is not coming across well, then we have to be willing to make a shift in that moment and say,
right.
okay, I need to change my delivery, my tone of voice, my facial expression. Something needs to be changed so that this
Yeah.
comes across pleasant to you.
And it's not okay to say, but I didn't mean it that way.
Right.
But I wasn't thinking that. Are you dealing with your spouse as a thinking individual?
Right.
Does your spouse have a right to have his or her own brain? Have his or her own thoughts and feelings and ideas? Think about the way we interpret what is being said. Think about the difference in male and female. We don't all hear the same way, and we should never assume that because it sounds like this to me, it would sound this way to you.
Yeah, I think of it but like going into another country that speaks a different language, and then you have the responsibility on you coming into their country to learn to try to communicate what
Yeah,
you're trying to say, trying to communicate,
yeah,
into that country's language, and then obviously many times you go to another country like that and they do put out some effort. If they feel like you're making an effort to speak into their
right.
language, then they will reciprocate and make some effort to communicate with you, versus if they just feel like you're not making any effort, sometimes they aren't going to respond and try to help you if you
Yeah.
aren't trying to speak into their language.
And we can say to our spouse, hey, I think I'm being challenged right now with saying this well. Will you help me?
Yes, that's
That
an
can help.
invitation for it.
The agreeableness I think is
Mm.
huge. And this is on the speaker. Pleasant words are as a honeycomb. So, pleasant words, words that are agreeable,
Mm.
are like a honeycomb. And so, if in our marriage we see to it that our words are agreeable, not just with me,
Yeah.
but agreeable to my spouse.
Yeah.
If I want my spouse to eat the honeycomb, to
Right.
enjoy the honeycomb, to take in the honeycomb, instead of just knock the honeycomb out of my hand or throw it away, then I'm going to have to be agreeable in the way I share it.
Right. And I think sometimes looking at that word agreeable, are we thinking that agreeable means we always think the same thoughts? We always have the same conclusion about every experience that happens. And that's not necessarily what he's talking about here. We're going to have different thoughts and opinions and
Yeah.
different ideas, and that's the strength of our relationship. The agreeableness we're talking about is shaping the way that we're coming across so that my spouse can even hear what I'm saying.
And so they're sweet to the soul, they're sweet to the life, the mind, and they bring health to the bones.
Wow. And so are the words that I'm speaking to my spouse, are they breathing life into their soul?
And or are they destroying the soul?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, or are they destroying the bones? Well, I think of the soul as the life of our relationship, and the
Yep.
bones is the structure, the framework of our relationship. And this health to the bones is a remedy. It's a feeling of calmness, a quiet and undisturbed feeling, deliverance, a cure. If your relationship is falling apart, if you've got sickness in your relationship, if it's damaged, why not heal it with pleasant words?
Wow.
Why not pour into this relationship that which would bring a cure? And we see it time and time again when couples change the way they talk and the way
Yeah.
they hear,
Yeah.
but the way they talk is part of that picture, they begin to heal.
And to do that, you have to be open to change. If you're so set on the way that you're delivering, the words you're using, that you're not willing to make a shift, that's not going to go anywhere. So we have to be willing. Let's think about, can I say it and do it a different way? So hopefully you've heard some things here that you can apply in your relationship.